You've tuned in to Chip Grooves Radio with Mike and Jesse.
Last weekend between like travel time and then the 2 days of class time, and then like that there was like a certification test and a qualifier, and like, it was a whole thing. But it's done.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Why do I do these things to myself? I don't know.
calmer seas ahead, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's funny, less stress.
Yeah, I thought Easter was next weekend. I was wrong. Nope, it's this weekend.
Yeah, crept up on me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys do much celebrating, or?
No, not really. We have a pretty small family around here. Like it's pretty much like my family, my sister's family, my mom and dad. We don't have, there's no grandparents. There's very little in the way of like aunts and uncles. And it's, we have a very small family.
That's good, man. You should try growing up with an Italian family. Catholic Italian.
Lots of kids.
Lots of people all the time.
Yeah.
But it has dwindled over the years, obviously, but that's okay. But we're here. We are back. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been 9 months, something like that, something ridiculous, unexpected hiatus. Life got in the way, and we are good to go. You are listening to the Chip Grooves Radio podcast, and I'm your host, Mike. With me, as always, Jesse.
Is that
and
still
Jesse?
My name? I think it's still my name.
So.
Yeah,
it might be.
Pretty sure. I lose track.
My name hasn't changed. I hope yours has not. But yeah, what in the gaming world have you been up to? Well, this is going to be kind of a let's get back to who we are and what we're doing podcast. We're not covering any specific soundtrack or anything today. Just shooting the shit for a little bit here, and getting back into it.
Yeah, I mean, let me think here, from a gaming perspective. So, I know everybody, even after a 9-month hiatus, everybody's probably sick of me talking about Slay the Spire, but Slay the Spire 2 just hit early access.
Still there, still going.
Still going
That's
strong.
Awesome. See, things have not changed.
It's phenomenal.
That much.
Phenomenal.
It's awesome.
It's got co-op mode, which is pretty freaking cool. I've played that with one of my friends a few times already. So, yeah.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Very cool.
Does it get a lot of longevity in the multiplayer, or is it? I know some games tend to dumb it down for multiplayer. Is this like a full?
It's literally so. Essentially, every enemy that you fight throughout as you progress through the game, it basically just has its hit points multiplied by the number of players in the game. So if there's 2 players, their hit point pool goes up by 2x, then 3x, then 4x, so on and so forth. And other than that, you basically just have 2 people fighting the same enemy simultaneously. And one thing that's kind of cool, I didn't notice this until our second run or third run, maybe. They actually created some specific cards and relics and stuff that you only find in multiplayer stuff to like give your other teammates like more card draw or block or, this, that, or the other, which is pretty cool because that's an extra little balancing mechanic that just, wouldn't be immediately apparent. And it was a nice little surprise. I liked it.
It's nice when they throw things in there that force you to want or encourage you to want to try multiplayer when you normally wouldn't. You're going to experience new things, new cards. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Cool concept when they do stuff like that.
Besides that, a couple of my friends, when Helldivers 2 finally made it over to Xbox, a couple of my friends started playing, and I said, well, you know what? I've been wanting to kind of try that game out for a while, and it's phenomenal. It's got its quirks. We'll put it that way.
I was talking to my sister last night, and she's like, have you played Helldivers 2 yet? I'm like, no, I've heard good things, but I have not.
Yeah. It is phenomenal. I basically only play when I'm playing with some local friends and then a few folks that we've kind of picked up from the interwebs. And, we'll just play on Discord and frankly, just have a great time. You can certainly play just yourself, but doing like pickup groups. And there's even some folks that just play the game solo. I don't really think that, that's not really the way the game is balanced, but it can be done. And quite frankly, it just hits all the marks, like it's just this great co-op experience. It's just lighthearted enough, just goofy enough, but also genuinely challenging when you ramp up the difficulty so that it's not boring. I think it really strikes a balance quite well. It does have a lot of issues with bugs, with balance issues, with, ultimately it's a, game that you have to buy for $40 to $60, depending on if you get it on sale or not. And also has a cash shop. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I heard is it like I don't know much about it, I'll be honest, but is it like a raid type game where I was told she likened it to Starship Troopers in a way, where
very
you're
much so.
cleaning up the planet of bugs or whatever.
Yes, it is in a nutshell Starship Troopers.
Okay,
yeah,
good to know.
Yeah,
well, it looks fun. I'm looking at it right now.
I dig it.
Cross-platform too, right?
Yeah, now it's on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
Awesome. I've been working on chipping away at Borderlands 4.
Nice.
Got through that, beat that finally, and I moved on to Suikoden. They did a remaster of the first two.
Yep.
The old PlayStation 1 titles. And I was having a hankering for some classic JRPGs, and I'm getting that. It's definitely a little bit different than I was expecting, but very fun so far. Good to just kind of dive into two classic titles. Making my way through the first one, but having fun with it.
That's one of those series that I just kind of missed. Like, I don't know, never played one, but I heard great things. Me too.
I knew about it. I was like, I should play that sometime, and I never did. But yeah, this was a good way for me to dive in. They just released the first two remastered, and I picked it up on sale on a whim on Amazon, and I was like, I'm gonna finally play these two because I keep hearing great things about it from people who grew up with PlayStation 1. So yeah, definitely a little different because they were trying to showcase, from what I can tell, what the PlayStation could do, and unless it's changed from what it was originally, you choose your commands for like 6 party members at one time, and then the monsters and the NPCs that you're playing, your characters, are all fighting at once on screen. It's very interesting, but it's a turn-based game, but they all kind of hop around the screen and deal damage, and it's pretty fun, pretty cool.
Cool. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned Borderlands before. My son and I think I picked up when Borderlands 4 came out. Borderlands 3 went on sale on I think we're on PlayStation. I think I bought it on PS5 for wicked cheap. It was like, less than $10.
Right.
So I'm like, what the hell, why not? Maybe my son will like to play like co-op, because that game does have split screen co-op. I already own it on PC. So my initial thought was, I'll just, I have my spare PC that I used to use as my office computer, but now I don't have an office at my new house. I just have the basement, so don't need 2 computers. Yeah. I just hooked it up to the TV. So we've been using that to, do TV stuff. And it's working great. It's actually pretty cool. My wife likes it a lot because she can just crack out the Bluetooth keyboard and mouse and do some work from the couch. It's pretty sweet. Definitely. So I boot up Steam, install Borderlands 3, get it going, log in, and I'm like, what the fuck? I know Borderlands 3 has split screen co-op. Like, what's going on here? It's not here. Well, come to find out, the PC version does not have it, because who in their right mind would do split screen co-op on a PC these days?
On a PC.
So I didn't even think of that. The PS5 version for, granted, like I said, it was like $7. So like, who cares? Just so that we could do co-op, couch co-op, which is pretty funny. So we've been playing through that. Great game. Great game, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
It's not Borderlands 2, but nothing is Borderlands 2. So
nothing is Borderlands 2.
Nothing's Borderlands 2.
Just like nothing is Diablo 2.
Right. So
you can try and try, but
yeah. So we've been playing it. We've been hanging out periodically, sitting on the couch, chipping away at it. My wife walks in at one point, and it's it's Borderlands. we all know what we're walking into here. She's never experienced one of these games before. And, you know, my son's 10. So in my eyes, it's like watching a horror movie with your kid. They're never as bad as you think they are until you sit down and you're actually watching it with your kid. And you're like, oh, yeah, this maybe 10 is a little young, but the cork's already off the bottle at that point. So
right.
What are you going to do? So my wife walks in at one point, and I think I'm talking to, like, you know, Ellie in the game. She's like, what is this game rated? I'm like, I don't know. What's it matter?
NC-17.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Don't ask questions.
Yeah. Those games can go a little off the rails sometimes. I was playing with my buddy Joe actually over the weekend, and his kids were in the room, and they were younger than that. And they weren't really paying attention, but sometimes it's like, blood everywhere. I don't know. I know for me, I was very young when I was introduced to horror films and gory video games. I was fucking 8 when Doom came out, so I was fine with it. My mom was probably very against it, but my dad tried to let us, you know, experience those things. So I had a healthy exposure to it.
Speaking of Doom, have I ever told you that that's one? I think that might be one of the first things, aside from the Konami code, that was burned into my brain forever from a misspent youth of playing video games. Is I still remember that? Yeah, I still remember all the cheat codes for Doom 2. IDKFT, IDDQD.
Yep.
So on and so
ID
forth.
clip.
ID clip. ID
PIS
PISPOPD, right? ID PISPOPD. Is that what it was? Yeah.
Which one was that?
ID PISP.
There's the IDKFAs, keys full ammo, IDFA full ammo, ID clip, go through walls, IDDQD, God mode, ID clev was level select, ID shit. There's more.
Oh, maybe it was a code for the first Doom game. Might have been Doom instead of Doom 2.
Gotcha. God, those were good times.
Maybe I'm just hallucinating one of the cheat codes. That's okay.
Classic Doom.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, aside from Suikoden and Borderlands 4, I've been on kind of a Silent Hill kick again. I played through Silent Hill F. Still making my way through that, cleaning up achievements and things like that. But pretty good for a mainstream Silent Hill game, brand new story after 13, 14 years. It was really engaging. I could kind of see where the narrative was going pretty early on, which was a shame. But other than that, I think it played very well. Beautiful game, set in a small Japanese village in the 60s. And it's just beautiful artwork and beautiful design. So always happy to see that Akira Yamaoka came back for the soundtrack. Haven't actually sat down and fully listened to that one yet, but just a pretty good experience. And it brought me back to the Silent Hill series. So I don't know if you were aware or not, but there was a sequel per se, quote unquote, to the original Silent Hill movie, which came out in 2006. And it just got released in January. Yeah.
Was the movie any good, by the way?
No.
No, okay.
The first one was fine. The first one's fine. This, they were touting it as like the original director's coming back. And so, you know, the first one was a success. The second movie that came out in like 2012, that one was just dog shit. And it wasn't the same director or writer or whatever. Awful movie. And then this one it's part of the big Konami, you know, we're getting back into video games, and we had this Silent Hill feed that they released in like late 2023. They're like, we're announcing all these titles, and oh yeah, here's a movie that's getting made based off Silent Hill 2, and Christoph Gans is coming back, and he did the first movie. So it was exciting for me. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. But I'm planning on doing just a quick review of it for an episode. I might just knock that out over the weekend or something, but it was interesting. Very interesting, and not in a good way. But yeah, it's fun to have a goofy movie here and there. And this was definitely one of those.
As an aside, I Googled the mystery cheat code for Doom that I seem to be hallucinating. I was not. It is a real thing. So it was the original. It was the no clip code from Doom 1, not Doom 2. So I was a little mixed up there. And this is really,
okay.
I'm going to share this with you. This is really reaching back into early internet culture. Like it was basically the Reddit of 1990s internet. So IDS PIS POPD, which is what I was trying to think of, is the famous cheat code for the original 1993 Doom game that enables no clip mode. It stands for smashing pumpkins into small piles of putrid debris, a phrase created as a joke on Usenet news groups to mock long-winded game names in discussion. So there you go. You just learned something about the early internet, Mike.
That is interesting. I've never heard of that.
Yep.
Huh.
I had never heard of that either. I just remembered the code in my head. It's piss pop D.
Nice. I see one now. ID choppers. I didn't know that. That's
I did know that one.
ID my POS display coordinates. Interesting.
I don't know how useful that would be.
No, it's not like a highly involved game. I don't know that I need my coordinates. But yeah. Any good music lately that you may have been listening to? It's okay if no.
Nothing. Well, I shouldn't say nothing new. So yes, not anything new to me.
Okay.
But it seems like I periodically go through this like cycle every few years where I rediscover certain bands. I think everybody does this. It's not unique to me. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
My recent one has been 3 Inches of Blood. You've ever heard of 3 Inches of Blood,
I
Mike?
have not.
It's very chill music.
That's fair.
It's not chill. It's not chill. It's called 3 Inches of Blood.
Hey man, you never know.
It is
it
screaming,
screamcore?
high-pitched metal, but like not screamcore, like it needs to be heard to be believed. It's like what would happen if you took a modern day metal band and mashed it up with like the voice from an 80s hair metal band. It's indescribable. You just have to listen to it. They have songs like Destroy the Orcs. And Goat Rider Horde.
Okay.
And I think Metal Woman.
I'm actually listening to Metal Woman amazing. Right now.
Oh, you are?
Well, I'm like, incredible. I have to. I'm a metalhead.
Oh, man.
Starting off pretty rad. I have been, it's interesting you mentioned getting into older stuff or things that you're coming back around to, but I was actually mentioning that to my wife a couple days ago. I was like, man, I'm just getting this hankering for 90s and 80s. I don't know how I would classify it. Pop seems a little too broad, but there's just been some songs I've been hearing on the radio occasionally, and I'm like, man, these were some good times. I mean, some nostalgia for the 90s or something, which is really strange, but
that's how they get you, man. Yeah. Fucking nostalgia.
Because I don't really tend towards that kind of music, but I mean, anyone who knows me very well knows I'm a huge Duran Duran fan, but I guess I've just kind of broadened my horizons a little bit as I've gotten older. But yeah, I was like, man, is that Seal song? Man, that was actually pretty good. I don't know why, but I don't know. I definitely don't typically listen to that. I'm still a metalhead, still Metallica, Watain, a lot of epic music. But yeah. As for video games, music, soundtracks, I was focusing on making my way through the Silent Hill F soundtrack, but other than that, it's been the classics for me recently. Just I did listen to a little bit of Suikoden, not just while I was playing, but outside of that. Excellent 90s, early 2000s synth music. It's just good stuff, man. Early PlayStation. Gotta love it. It's that time, everyone. The Magus Media Production sales pitch. Please check out our homepage at magusmediaproductions.net so you can stay up to date on all of our shows. Check out our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Magus Media Productions, both of which have our Discord link on it, where you can join us for live shows as we record them for future release. At Magus Media Prods on X, our Patreon, patreon.com/Magus Media, where a $5 donation will help us keep the lights on and bringing you new content, and you get some stickers. Thank you for your consideration and support.
Any other nostalgic titles that really get you every time you either think about them or dip into them for a short time?
I think there are games when you can sink right back into it and you get the feels from when you were a kid real quick. I would say for me, that's going to be obviously Final Fantasy VI, but also Chrono Trigger. I would say even a game like Yoshi's Island for Super Nintendo, the music in that was phenomenal.
So good.
As soon as it starts playing, I'm like, man, this was good. And I will say probably Donkey Kong Country 2. Those just bring you right back to 1995.
It's funny. I think the original Donkey Kong Country might be the first game that my sister and I, she's like 3 years younger than me, played co-op and actually made it all the way through.
Nice.
And that
was hard to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that's kind of funny about that game is you can tell that I was really into video game music, even from a very, very young age, because I have a very distinctive memory of playing Donkey Kong Country with my sister.
Oh, yeah.
That game, I think for its time, actually had a pretty great soundtrack. Most of the songs are pretty short, like they're very like quick loops, as you would expect in a side scroller. But it was good music. It was memorable. And I remember getting to the last boss. I think his name was he King Cruel?
King K. Rool.
King Cruel. Yeah. Yeah. So we got to him, and I don't know if you've ever played the original Donkey Kong Country, but
absolutely.
The music that starts playing at the beginning of that last boss battle, it sucks. It sucks. It's not last boss music at all. And I remember getting there with my sister, and of course, like, I didn't say anything because she wasn't as big of a nerd as me, but I was like, oh, really? Like, this is terrible. What? This is terrible. This is not last boss music. And then, a few bars later, it kicks up, and then the guitars kick in, and then this is cool. That was really one of those games that was tongue in cheek, where they knew where they were coming from. They were coming from a freaking arcade cabinet with Donkey Kong throwing barrels down levels and ladders, and turning it into this, hip rock and roll Donkey Kong Country game, which was really fun. And that's part of what made those games so successful, is they would poke fun at themselves and, just have a good time with the material while creating their own story, which was really fun. So yeah, the first two Donkey Kong Countries were absolutely phenomenal. He was Rare's golden child, I think, for a while, especially in the 80s and 90s. But he did so many soundtracks for them, and with great reason, because he has so much style. Like, you didn't really get a whole lot of, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it was very big bandy and very jazzy. I don't know. It was just a very unique musical style for those games. It sounded like music.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's the best way that I can describe it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I just saw before we even started talking, speaking of Yoshi's Island, there's a new Yoshi game coming out with the same, updated graphics, but it looks like it takes place in the same type of Yoshi's Island universe. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. Interesting. But it's got like the same sketchy art style, at least on the cover. Looks interesting.
Rare made a Battletoads game in 2020?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What? I didn't hear about that.
I don't think
I thought the last game that they had made was Sea of Thieves. That was the last one that I knew of anyway.
I think I downloaded the demo and I'm like, I don't know if I can commit to this.
Oh, mainly developed by Diala Studios.
It has a different feel. Okay. It's very cartoony rather than... I mean, it's Battletoads. Of course it's cartoony, but I don't know if I was a big fan of the art style, and that's just my personal preference. But, but yeah, I mean, it did well. Well enough, I guess.
Man, I'm trying to... What games do I really remember? This is like getting me on this whole rabbit hole of Rare Studios. I'm trying to think of what games of theirs I really remember that stuck out to me. I mean, Donkey Kong Country is kind of an obvious one. They did GoldenEye?
Put them on the map.
What else did they do? Oh, they did Killer Instinct. That game was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. The Killer Instinct games were phenomenal. Talk about great fighting game music.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Spinal.
I dropped so many quarters in that fucking game. Like that and Soul Edge and Soul Calibur. Those were right in my wheelhouse. I was not a Tekken guy at all.
No, I didn't really play Tekken.
Nope.
I played Street Fighter 2, obviously, and Killer Instinct, and then Mortal Kombat. Obviously, there was someone better than me at all times. So I used to play it by myself because I could win against the computer. Could not win against a lot of people, but it's funny. When they released Killer Instinct for Super Nintendo, my brother bought it, and we went to our cousin's house, and there was this time he was like, they're older than me, so I'm watching them play or whatever, and then I was pretty good with Thunder because he was my guy. And I had successfully made my name in the household at that time as the Thunder God. And so he hands me the controller at my cousin's house, and he says, "Be careful, Michael's pretty lethal with Thunder." And I proceed to get my ass just kicked. It was humbling moment. Wow. I'll say that. It was embarrassing. But, that's pretty much any game where there are people who have more time than I do, even as a kid, to get better at games. That's why I don't really play multiplayer games anymore. Unless I know the people, I don't need to get trash talked by some 8-year-old. I really don't.
Man. So I'm listening. We're talking about Killer Instinct, and I'm looking at the Rare portfolio as we're chatting. I didn't realize how many of the absolute bangers on NES and SNES they put out. Like, I mean, their first game was Slalom on NES, which I played a lot of. That was one of the first games that I ever picked up. And then, Wizards and Warriors 1 and 2, RC Pro-Am. I didn't know they did RC Pro-Am. Marble Madness, Cobra Triangle.
Marble Madness.
It just goes. It keeps going on.
A lot of hours in that game.
Oh, they did Solar Jetman. Oh, I hate them forever. Oh. Did you ever play that game, Mike?
I don't think I did.
Play it now. Find a ROM. You'll throw your controller across the room within the first 30 minutes. Solar Jetman is arguably the most difficult NES game that I think I have ever played. It's unbelievably frustrating. I did learn about gravity and velocity and momentum playing that game.
Well, see, then it was worth it.
It was
all worth it.
Yeah, it's totally worth it. The music sucks, though, so we'll never cover that soundtrack. Trust me.
It looks like Lunar Lander.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, but no, not really.
It's
its own thing.
I'm sure, but Lunar Lander that game was a cheat. No matter what, you could be going so straight and so calmly to land that thing, and you'd still explode. I don't know, man.
Nice, love it.
But yeah, I mean, Rare's been around for a while.
Apparently,
that used to be a really, really powerful logo, but now you don't really see it anymore. I think Xbox bought them, and they released that Killer Instinct game back in like 2014 or.
Oh yeah, there was one on Xbox,
Totally.
wasn't there?
Yeah, they approached that the wrong way. Basically, you have to buy every character. It seemed like,
Ugh.
but
Don't like that.
I don't know exactly, but it was okay. Didn't really go for it. Well, you should know, Jesse. Solar Jetman, Hunt for the Golden Warship, 5 out of 5. 93% like this video game.
Well, it's a
So
phenomenal
you're wrong,
game.
apparently.
No, it's a phenomenal game. No doubt. It's probably
Is
one
it?
of the, like, functionally, it's probably one of the greatest games that came out on the NES. Really, it is.
Okay.
It's kind of incredible for its time.
But just impossible.
Incredibly infuriating.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, as far as the show itself goes, we should probably talk about that a little bit. We had done a little bit of discussing as to maybe why we, maybe the inadvertent Steam out for 9 months came across. I don't know if we're running out of ideas or something, but yeah, I would say that we need like a little bit of an overhaul for the show. We're still going to be focused on soundtracks and things like that. But I think that we need to space it out a little bit more in terms of, talking about other things with the video games and, what's happening in gaming rather than just the soundtracks. And I was thinking maybe something where we would do a soundtrack a month, something like that. Talk about what we're doing in gaming and maybe gaming news just in general.
Yeah, I dig that idea because, it's...
There's so much.
Well, in a certain sense, if some... it's kind of the same way that you look at like a movie podcast, movie reviews. Well, you listen to a podcast feed or you watch a YouTube channel, and most of the time, at least in my experience, if they post an episode about a movie I've never seen or a TV show I've never seen, it's not like they're not a review show, and we're not a review show. I mean, we kind of are, but not in the traditional sense. We're not, telling somebody whether or not it's worth their time to go play this game. We've reviewed some soundtracks that were fucking bangers for games that are absolutely terrible. Hello, Fester's Quest. Right. Don't play Fester's Quest. It's not a good game. It's not a good game at all, but the soundtrack's great. So
yeah,
if somebody tunes into one of those, movie or TV podcasts and it's a show or movie they've never seen, they just don't listen to that episode. So because we're talking about sometimes fairly old games, kind of, stuff that not everybody would have touched, and certainly not the younger generations would have touched, I think that, sometimes, we might kind of miss the mark in terms of catering to the audience and making stuff that they'd really love. But if we talk about the gaming news and our experiences, what we've been playing, maybe even throw in a few reviews if there's like a new release that we're really excited about and we both pick up. Also talk about the soundtracks, either intermittently or during the course of each episode.
And I think it does give us
dig that format.
A way to get together and come together a little bit easier than simply just taking notes, and because it is a lot of prep, I would say, for a soundtrack review. Depending on the soundtrack, it could be, at least for me, I try to listen to it a couple times and get a real feel for it, unless I happen to know it very well. And, you want to put your best foot forward and have something to say about it. And I think we did a good job with that. And I think we will do a good job with that. It's just a matter of, we don't want to be the same show all the time.
Right.
It's going to be something that more people can come to for general news, general fun, shooting the shit. It doesn't have to be super formal. It's just going to be a little bit less constraining, I think is the best way to say it. We've had some time and we've had that unplanned break, but I'm feeling pumped up and very excited about moving forward. And I look forward to your opinions and what you bring to the table for what you want to talk about. And just being able to sit down for an hour every week or every other week or something and just shoot the shit about games. And I think that'll be fun.
Shooting the shit is something we're good at, Mike.
It is. It really is. And we have yet to game.
It's true. We've never gamed together at all.
It's true.
We got to stop buying the wrong games. Like, we just don't pick up the same stuff. You could get Slay the Spire 2 or
talk about
Helldivers
it.
2, and I don't know what the fuck you're playing. Probably some single player shit that I can't join you on.
That's true. Right
Yeah.
now, well, like I said, I mean, well, I'm still playing Borderlands 4. I do need to go through that a couple more times, and of course, it's pretty good. It's a good time. I would say it is a lot to do. It's just a lot. I mean, as someone who's an achievement hunter, I wonder why sometimes, but I'm chipping away slowly at that one. This is just one big open world experience for Borderlands, and there's somewhere to go at all times. There's something to find. And it reminds me, and it's not as bad as Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I don't know. Did you ever play that?
No.
Okay. Well, it came out like last year or something.
Mm-hmm.
Great game, Indiana Jones. But I shit you not, you walk 5 feet and you've missed something. And trying to 100% that game was a pain in the ass. Because if you don't have a guide, you don't know what you're fucking missing. It is unbelievable. But very well done. Just an achievement hunter's nightmare, I'll say. But I did it. Borderlands, yes, there's a lot of stuff to do. In fact, Joe and I were playing this weekend, and I finally knocked out the do all the side missions achievement. So that was lengthy.
Sweet.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you sitting down with me, and I'm looking forward to what we're going to bring to the table. Hopefully not in another 9 months.
No. No, we can manage before that.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we are good for tonight.
Sweet.
If you would like to say goodbye to the dear listeners, please do so.
I bid you all adieu. Adieu. That's how you say that, right?
Adieu.
I probably did that wrong.
Adieu.
Sure.
That sounds good. All right.
Yeah,
we will
close enough.
see you
See y'all.
guys. Thank you for listening. If you liked what you heard, please rate and subscribe. We very much appreciate it. Also visit our brand new website, magusmediaproductions.net, to get all information on every show. See you next time.